What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a third-person character controller in Unity. The first step is to create a plane, and I called this ground. Also, I have installed the ProBuilder package, which you can install, which helps to make levels and stuff. And I have a few assets here that are just some materials, and I have a skybox asset to add something to the sky. Now that we have the ground, we can add a material to it. So I'm just going to go to these basic prototyping materials, and then I'm going to drag one of them on. I'm just going to use this red one, and then you can set the tiling to be like 500 by 500, and that looks pretty good. So now that we have our ground, we can go, and it seems that the camera doesn't see it. So we just need to move the camera up some, and yeah, that should do it. Also, I figured out the ground was too high, so we can actually move the camera back down some. So that's a little better, and then we can angle it. Next, we need a player for our game. Go to Create 3D Object, and then a capsule. I'm going to set the Y to be 1, and the X and Z to be 0 and 0. Then we can adjust the position of the main camera so that it is looking at the player. Then I can go to my player, and I'm going to add a material. So I'm just going to use this blue one, or actually no, this blue one. And then if you want, you can also change the tiling of this one. So I could say like, whoops, that's the wrong one. It's right here. I could change it, but I don't want to, unless actually I might make it 0.5. No, okay, 1. It does actually look really weird though. So I'm just going to change this albedo to just be a basic one, and then I'm just going to change the color of this, and I'm just gonna set the smoothness and make it metallic like that. Alright, so then now we have this player, and we can see it in our game. Now I'm going to move the camera just a little bit closer to the player because I thought it was a little far away. And so yeah. Now that I moved the camera closer, we can see it in our game, and it looks a little better. Next, what I'm going to do is click on the capsule, which we can rename to be player. And then I'm going to create a new script. So we can go to our assets and then right click and then create a new folder. I'm going to call it scripts. Then we can double click on this folder, right click, create C# script, and I can call it player movement. Then I'm going to double click on the script, and I'm going to wait for Visual Studio to open this up. Alright, now that Visual Studio is open, you can just delete both of these, and then I'm going to make a public transform, my transform, and a public rigid body. Actually, these don't have to be public. I'm going to actually make these private. So private rigid body, my rigid body. And I'm going to also change this one to be private. First, we have to actually add a rigid body to our player. So let's go in here and wait for this to compile. Let's also drag this script onto the player just so we remember that. Then we can see the script is here, and then we can add a rigid body. So just type that in, and that is going to be good. And I'm going to move this down here, like that. Alright, the next thing we're going to add is we're going to make the player move. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to go into Visual Studio, and first we have to say void start. So when the game starts, we're going to say my transform equals transform. Then we can say rigid body, or my rigid body actually, whoops, equals get component and rigid body. Then we can make void update, and in the void update we're going to say float move input x equals input dot get axis horizontal, horizontal times speed, times speed, and yeah, then we need to make a public float speed, and we can so that's going to be our speed. Then we can copy and paste this and say horizontal, not horizontal, we just did that, vertical, and we can say move input z. Then we can say move input x times equals friction, and we can make a public float for friction also, so I'm just gonna put this friction, and so yes, and we can say it equals 0.9 or 0.8 f. Then and now we can also set speed to be 0.5 f. We're gonna set these in the inspector though. Then we can say move input y also, move input z also equals, what? Oh, right, I was pressing control. I was undoing it, and I wasn't, I was trying to hold shift. That was weird. So yeah, then we're going to say RB, I forgot what this is called. My rigid body dot add force, and then the transform, no, actually, my transform dot forward times move input x, and then we'll do the same thing for right. Oh, and this actually, the forward needs to be move input z, and this one is move input x. So like that. Now let's test it and see if it worked. I'm not sure if it'll be working yet because we didn't set the values in the inspector, but yeah, so let's set this to be, these both to be, that one to be 5 and this one to be 0.8, and then, okay, so the player just falls over. On the rigid body, we can just click freeze rotation here. We have to redo these because I was in play mode. Speed actually is going to be 10, and I'm going to set this to be 0.8. And so yeah, then let's play the game, and let's see if it is working. And as you can see, it's working, but we are not slowing down very fast, so that's an easy fix. We can set the friction to be something more like 0.5 and the speed to be more like 15. Now if we hit play, as you can see, okay, the friction is way too much because it takes a lot of time to get going. Once you start building up speed, it's like that. So what I'm going to do is set the speed to be like something like 1 and the friction to be 0.8, and I'm going to do this a different way. I'm going to comment this out, and I'm going to say, oh, well, I can still have the floats, but then I'm going to say well, actually, never mind. I'm just gonna comment these out, yeah. And then I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm just gonna put these up here. So I'm gonna say private float move input x, private float move input z. Then here we can say if input dot get key code dot w, then move input z plus equals speed. Then we can say, we can just duplicate this a bunch. Whoops. This is the other way we can do it. So we can just do it this way. And then let's go ahead and change this to be S. And we're going to say minus equals. Whoops. Minus equals. And then D. Move input X. And this one's also going to be X. And this one's going to be minus. And this is going to be A. Alright, so now that this is done, we can try this again, and let's see. The player might just go like really fast, but let's see here. Okay, so the player does not seem to be moving at all. So yeah. So let's try to find the problem. If input dot get key. So they're both being multiplied by friction, and so yeah, that's weird. Let's go ahead and see what happens if we bump this, if we bump the speed up a bunch, like that. And now, okay, now it works really well. So we can set this to be like 10, and it was going a little too fast though, so 10 should be good. And yeah, it's still really fast. Oh my god, it speeds up an insane amount. So I'm just gonna actually set this to be like 5 maybe. Whoops, like 5, and see if that helps, because it was going way too fast still, even at 10. So it can go really fast. So let's just say let's just go ahead and clamp this. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm just gonna try it. So I'm gonna say move input z equals mathf.clamp move input z -5 and 5. And then I'll do the same thing for move input x. So it can't be really, really big. So let's just try this. If it is moving that fast every time, I might need to change how much it's clamping by, because I don't really know exactly how much that is, and that might be a lot. So, okay, now it's barely moving. Okay, so that was not a lot. We can actually do like something like maybe 30. So I'm just gonna change all of these to be 30. If you press like Control Alt right click, I think, nope, it's Control right click. Control Alt left click. Yeah, then you can edit both lines. And yeah, now let's go back into the game and see if this works any better. So now we can move around, and it's pretty smooth. It's not the best, and you can still speed up an insane, oh my god. Okay, so that was not a good amount, so we can just say, whoops, okay. I'm gonna change this to be 10. Maybe I just didn't try it enough, because when I was clamping it between 5, it was really going slow, so I don't know. So yeah, it moves a lot, but that's just kind of how this is. It picks up a lot of speed, so like it's like free motion, like it's not like defined how fast you can go, but you know, it's like really, it's smooth this way, and you can like sort of go around like that, so kind of like ice physics or something. So yeah, the next thing I'm gonna do is try to make the camera actually follow the player. And this is pretty easy to do. We can just set it to be a child object of the player. And then, if we click play, now it follows it around. If you want to make your camera look around, that's sort of difficult, and so I could do that, but I don't know if I'm gonna cover that in this video. So as you can see, yeah, it's going really, really, really fast. So I don't actually think that clamping worked. So we're gonna do this a different way. We're just gonna say, if move input z is greater than 1, move input z equals 1. So yeah, and then we can just say else if move input z is less than -1, then move input z equals -1, like that. And I'm gonna just put enter. Then we can just do the same thing for the x. And then we can do that little Control-Alt-Click thing and change all of these to be X. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Alright, there. So yeah, I think that's good. Let's see how much this is. We can always change it. And you know what? I think the best way to do this, guys, would actually be... What the... Okay, so it's not even moving. If it's less than -1, it equals -1. Alright, so this thing is not even working. So I'm just gonna say, I'm going to make a new public float min speed and a public float max speed. Then we have to set these in the inspector. So let's go into the game and set min speed to be -2, max speed to be 2. Then we can just change these to be, if it's greater than max speed, then it equals max speed, and if it's less than min speed, then it equals min speed. And then we just have to do that again. So it's max speed, and then so yeah, like that. Now let's try this again, and just hope that it works. So yeah, let's play it and see if we do not go like insanely fast. So we're not moving at all, which is strange. So it seems that the speed is just, it seems like we're doing something wrong here. So if it's less than negative min speed, let's change that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we need to change this to be negative. We need to change this to also be negative. Alright, then let's try this again. And now, if we try it, then, we can't move, so that is weird. So let's go ahead and go back in here and let's see. So if it's greater than max speed, it equals max speed. If it's less than negative, oh wait, negative min speed, what? Okay, I don't know why I made this be negative, sorry. Just change this to be normal min speed. So yeah, if it's less than min speed, then we can go ahead and go and try this again. I think we just set these to be too high, but I mean too high. I think we need to set them to be a smaller value, but let's just try this again. So yeah, we can't move, which doesn't make any sense. So I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna say if I set this to be like, wait, what? Oh, that's just a different script that I had before. So I'm going to remove both of these and see if that fixes it. Alright, there. Then I'm going to try to set these to be like max speed to be way higher and min speed to be way lower. Now let me try this again. And let's see. Alright, now it works. So yeah, let's try -10 and 10. And we just have to get the right value now. That's pretty much all we need to do. So if we're moving, okay, that is 10. So yeah, and you can still keep picking up speed, but it's pretty good. I know you can go really, really fast. But yeah, and we can say in this add force, I think we can actually say, wait a minute. Oh, I think there's a way easier way we could also do this. I think if we say math.clamp right here, and then we can just say min speed, max speed. Yeah. And put this like that. And then hold up. Math.clamp. Okay, so sorry. Someone's turning on a blender, but don't worry, it's not that loud, but, I'm trying to, oh, wait. So this is, this clamp needs to move because, my transform.forward is not a float. So, my transform.forward times mathf.clamp. And then that is still not right. Alright, like that. Now let's just try doing this for, but actually I think we could just try it like this. Let's see if this works, guys. I'm sorry this is taking so long. But yeah, we shouldn't be able to move like an extreme amount. So we're still going faster. So I think we might have slowed down though. Like we might just be going, okay. I don't know, guys, but yeah. So this is how it is. So yeah, and we can actually just say, there is one way that we could actually do this way easier that I am so stupid because I did not think of this. We could just say equal speed. And that's probably gonna fix everything, I bet. So yeah, I don't think I needed to do any of that, guys. We can just say it equals speed, so I'm gonna set the speed like 0.5 or 0.6, I guess. And let's see if this works now. Okay, so equals speed. Move this up. And yeah. So now it is working. Except we need to set these S to be negative speed and A to be, oops, negative speed. And I guess if we were somehow going super fast, which we will not be ever able to go that fast because of the speed, but yeah, now we will be moving at a definite rate. And I'm really sorry, guys, but in case you needed to claim something, I guess that would also work. And now we can't move. Oh, right, because the speed is still set to something like that. So let's set this to 10. And let's try this now. And as you can see, we have a third-person character controller. We can move around. The rendering is kind of glitchy, but that's okay. Maybe if I added some post-processing to that. But yeah. So now the only thing left is to make the player jump. Because it'd be pretty cool if it could jump. So I might make another video also, guys, showing how to make it, you know, like the camera move. But I'm just going to actually like take this whole thing out because we do not even need this, and we don't need this either. We just need this to be move Z input. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't need any of that. So yeah, I'm just gonna actually move this code into like region. So I can call this region not using, and yeah. Then I can just paste this stuff in here too. Then I can just say end region. So yeah, regions are just good for like cleaning up your code, and now I can just minimize that. Alright, so that's looking pretty clean, and now what we're gonna do is go ahead and add this thing. And also there is a way easier way, guys, to do this moving. So I don't know why I did it this way, but I guess this way most people don't do, so I guess I'm not copying anyone, and I'm being original. So yeah, I guess that works. Yeah, now what we're gonna do is go and put a few lines down, and we're gonna say if input, well, actually people might do it this way. I don't know if people do it this way, but most people do it a way easier way, I think. Get key down, key code dot space. Then what we can do is say my rigid body dot add force. Then we can say vector3, no, actually, yeah, vector3 dot up, up times jump force, which is going to be another variable that we can make. So we can make this public float jump force. And what we can also do here is make a header and call it player stats or something. And so there will be some stats for this, and we can set this to be like 10. So yeah, now we have times jump force, and then we can say force mode. Oh wait, that's supposed to be capital F. Force mode dot impulse, like that. Then what we can do is if we play this now, if we play this, you'll see that we can jump, but we can, if we keep pressing space, we can just keep going up, and now it looks like a bunch of Minecraft TNT. And also, we're still going up, and that's really weird because I stopped hitting space, but yeah, and then we'll start falling back down. So what we need to do is we need to make a bool, and we can call it isGrounded. So what we can do is this cool thing that kind of makes the bool into a function. So I'm just gonna make a so we can do it like this: private bool is grounded. Then we can say like that, and then just do this. And we can actually make this capital I. Then we can say physics dot physics dot, wait, actually no, we're just gonna say return false. Wait, no, what? Okay, sorry. Physics dot check capsule, and then we can say then we need to reference our capsule collider, so we can make a, up here we can say a private capsule collider. We can just call this col for our collider. Then we can duplicate this and say col equals get component capsule collider, like that. And then for this check capsule we can say col dot bounds dot center new vector 3 col dot bounds dot center dot x, and then col dot bounds dot min dot y, and then col dot bounds dot min dot center dot z. And then then we can say col dot radius times 0.9f, and then ground layers for the ground, and that's going to be some layers that are going to be for the ground. So yeah, then we can put the and is grounded like that, and says there's a problem, so apparently if we do this it'll just fix it. Okay, so I guess this is how we're supposed to do it, and we'll see if it still works. I don't know why that's a problem. Oh, and we actually have to say return, and that actually fixed it. So I'm gonna change this to be, so oh right, we need to do those parentheses. Alright, that fixed it. Then we need to make a public layer mask ground layers, and this is going to be for the ground. So yeah, then we can go into this and say stop playing the game, and then we can click, so we have the player here, and then we're going to click on the ground and we're going to create a new layer. This is just going to be layer 10 or something, and I'm going to call it ground. Then we can set the layer to be ground, click on the player, scroll down to the player movement script, and the ground layer is going to be ground. Now let's test it. So now we cannot jump in the air, like we cannot jump in the air, we cannot jump more than once. And so yeah, you have a working character controller, except he still moves insanely fast. What? Oh, so guys, I guess that script was actually helping. So maybe we actually do need this, guys. So yeah, this was actually a good script that we made. So yeah, I'm surprised by that, but yeah, so let's go ahead and just put this back here. And we can delete, well, actually, we don't need to delete that. You guys can delete that if you want, but I'm just not gonna delete it because it can be checking it twice. It does not matter. So yeah. Now, let's test it again. And we should have a finished third-person character controller. So, okay, he's going faster. Okay, so, okay. I think I know what the problem was, guys. The problem was actually that it was the move input thing. That was actually helping. So, we have to do this mathf.clamp again. Mathf.clamp, this, and then min speed and max speed, because for some reason it still wasn't working. So I thought it was working before. Maybe it just wasn't working before, but I'm pretty sure it was working before. So and I'm sorry guys that this is taking so long. I didn't want this to be such a long video, and I wanted it to be really fast and like not have any problems, because I tried to plan it out, but obviously there were a few. But I don't know, I mean, I guess maybe that'll help you get better at solving problems. So let's see. We're still speeding up, and yeah, we still go really fast. But guys, I think it's okay, guys, because we still have a really good working character controller. So yeah. And yeah, I mean, it's still pretty good, and yeah. So I think that's a pretty good basic character controller. It could obviously be better, but yeah. So yeah, and just in case, just to make sure that this was not working, we can try setting it to lower, but guys, I don't think it's gonna work. But don't worry, I can show you guys how to do a simpler one, but since I already made this, I'm not gonna show you. Oh my god, now it is working insanely well. That is so weird. Okay, so now it goes really fast. Okay, that's just so weird. If I set this to -10 and 10 again, let's go ahead and see what would happen now. Because that would mean that this whole thing worked, which would be really weird because I know it wasn't working. We tested it. Okay, well, it still can go super fast, but at least it takes some time to speed up. So yeah, you can make a game like that, where you can just go faster and faster and knock stuff down. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. And yeah, maybe you guys can try to solve this problem on your own. I could solve it probably, but this video is already really long. So yeah, if I make the camera one, I'll make sure to either show a better way to do this or just to fix it. So yeah, if you guys would like the video, then I will be sure to make that camera one if you guys really like this video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you made a cool game out of this. So yeah, bye, and I will see you guys in the next video.